Have you wondered why it's so easy for you to just be lazy or just waste time, or you could just easily stay up all night? Like, have you wondered why you could just, like, it's so easy for you to do the bad stuff? Like, it's just super easy for you to do the stuff basically you should not be doing. And it all comes down to the fact that you do not have any consequences. Let's say you go to sleep because you was on social media for too long, and you wake up, like, let's say at 5 p.m. Like, that's it, your day has started. There's no consequences, nothing happened to you. You will just go about your day like any regular day. If you go partying and you drink too much alcohol and nothing happens to you, you get home, you next day you will be perfectly fine. There are no consequences to your actions, no like real consequences. That is the reason why it's so easy for you to do it, because there are no consequences. Like, all that bad habits that you do, you mainly do them because there are no consequences. Tomorrow you will wake up perfectly fine. Nothing will happen, nothing will really affect you mentally or physically, or it's not like you will lose a leg, or it's not like somebody's pointing a gun in your head. Everything will be okay. You're exactly where you wish to be in life. If you were to be truly uncomfortable, you cannot sleep. You go right back to playing video games, so you are happy. Wherever you are in your life, you are there because you want to, because you are okay. You are comfortable with the life that you have. A lot of people say, "Oh, I hate my life. I wish I could be a millionaire. I wish I could have money. I wish I could have this type of car. I wish this. I wish that." But you do not truly want those things, because as soon as you say those things, you go right back to doing the things that will not get you there. You go right back to playing video games. You go right back to social media. You go right back to these bad habits you should not be doing. So realistically, you are okay wherever you are in your life. You are okay. If you are poor and you do nothing about it, that means you are okay with it. Even if you say that you're not, your actions will prove that yes, you are okay with being in whatever state you are in your current life. Because there are certain people that once they get this desire to like change their life, they're like, dude, fuck this. I cannot keep living like this. Something must change. Once you get that mentality and you literally work every single day and try to figure shit out to actually change your life and stop doing the bad habits that you currently have that are not allowing you to get there. Certain people do get that mentality and they actually change their situation. But the average person, most people, they are a, like I said, they are perfectly okay where they at. Because if you truly were to be mad in whatever life situation you are in right now, it would be hard for you to, let's say, fall asleep. Like, in your head, you will just every single day is, I have to figure this shit out. I have to work towards whatever it is I have to do. But you do not do that. So that means that you are okay with wherever you are in right now. And in today's age, we live in the information era where you can literally search up any type of information on your phone. Within the palm of your hands, you have access to insane amounts of information. You have the ability, you have the information to change your life or become rich or do whatever it is, or lose weight, become fit, even lose bad habits. There are literal books about habits, like Atomic Habits. There are books that teach you how you can change your habits. There are books that teach you how you can do certain stuff. And there's also content. There's information everywhere. So that is not a problem. The problem is not information. Like, you are sitting in your ass home all day when you have access to information that can really change your life, but you just decide to ignore it. The reason why I bring this up is because back then, like, I'm talking about years ago, where the information was not this accessible, more like in older times or more like archaic times, whatever. People worked hard as fuck. All you have to do is think about your parents, literally the last generation. Think about your parents. Your parents, I know for a fact, had to work their asses for you to be in whatever life you are in right now. Most parents are immigrants. They migrated to another country to get a better chance at life, and they work their fucking ass off. If they had to get two jobs, they would do it. They would literally just work. It was just work every single day. So now they built this world where you do not have to work at all. You have the luxury to literally stay home all day and then tomorrow wake up and do the same exact thing. But do you think your parents were able to do that? Hell no. So now that your parents did all the hard work, you barely have work to do basically. You are so comfortable that you are not forced to change. But your parents, their life situation where they most likely came from poverty, they were obligated to change, or else they will most likely die. Or who knows? Having a good life stops you having a great life. You being okay and being lazy and playing games and having a good life stops you from having a better life. Your life right now, you basically have a good life. You get food, you have home, you have parents, you have, like I said, the luxury to do whatever you want and just waste time. So basically, quote unquote, you have a good life. Wherever it is that you are right now, you have a good life. But that good life that you have, it is stopping you from having a great life. It's stopping you from having a better life or an amazing life. You being comfortable wherever you are right now is stopping you from becoming better and reaching your potential. Now that your parents basically built out that foundation for you, like I said, your parents basically did most of the hard work. Now is you to go one level above. But if anything, you're under because you're not doing anything. You are not doing anything. What is it that you're doing? And that's the problem with today's society that now that's just how it is. There are no consequences to your laziness, to your incompetence. There's no consequences to it. But the problem is that sooner or later the times will get hard again. There will become a time where you will have to work your ass off now, and you will have to make a drastic change just like your parents. Your parents had to work their ass off, so now you have a good life. But you having this good life, sooner or later, whether it's in this generation or your kids' generation, there will become a time where they have to get this work ethic. They have to work every single day. And laying down all day is literally impossible. It's not even an option. So, enjoy your little lazy time right now. Enjoy it. But when some shit happens, when the economy goes bad, or freaking another world war, who knows what's gonna happen? Who knows what's gonna happen? All I know is that eventually, because nothing lasts forever, eventually this shit will come crashing down, and you will not have a luxurious life of spending your time playing video games and doing all kinds of BS. Oh, and something I want to point out is if you are the type of person that is trying to change their life or trying to better their life and stop doing bad habits, stop playing video games, stop doing this or that. If you are the type of person that you are trying to better yourself, it is hard to better yourself because there are no consequences. You can easily be motivated for a few days, a few weeks, even a month. You can consistently do something and you could be on track, you could be doing your goals, but it's so easy for you to just stop. It's so easy for you to just go right back to the bad habits you were doing. It's so easy for you to just go right back. And like I said, because there are no consequences. It is very important for you to stay focused. You need to want it bad. The worse your situation, the more likely you are able to push through and actually do a change. But if your life is good, like I said earlier, you're less likely. But if basically your life depends on it, you will change. So yeah, right now, your life is okay, but you need to realize that you could have a better life and you need to want it. Because right now you don't want it. Just because you say, "Oh, I wish this, I wish that," or maybe be motivated for a few days, that shows that from your subconscious mind, that is not a desire. That is not something that you truly, truly want. You think you truly want it, but at the end of the day, you don't. Because if you really, truly, truly wanted something, like truly, you will work towards it every single day. At the end of the day, you do not lack motivation. You lack consequence. Because if you had the consequences, that is a big enough motivator to get you to do what you have to do. So when you say, "Oh, I don't have motivation," or "I lack motivation," that's where it's coming from. Because there's nothing to motivate you. Like your life situation is supposed to be your motivator. Like the thoughts and the desire to have a better life is already a motivator. But it depends on your situation. It depends how bad you want it. It depends on a lot of stuff. And then that's where the motivation will come from. But right now, you have no motivation. You are not motivated because there are no consequences. You don't have a motive to do whatever it is that you want to do. You think you want it, but in reality, like I said, in your subconscious, you really don't. And that's why one of the biggest things that I say is to limit your distractions, to get rid of it. Because even if you do lock in, or even if you do start doing whatever it is you're doing, if you can easily go to that distraction, and like I said, there are no consequences, you are most likely going to do it. If you're trying to lose weight and you have junk food laying around all over your house and cookies and just unhealthy stuff, even if you try to work out, but the cookies are still there right in front of you, you will most likely eat it. It's gonna be a distraction right in your face, just waiting for you to go right back to it. So you need to completely get rid of it. A mistake that I did back in the days, which was like a year or two ago, I knew, because we all know this, right? We are not dumb. I knew that video games was a distraction. So what I did is I tried to limit how long I would play video games for. So I would try to do like 2 hours or sometimes 3 hours, whatever the case may be. But the problem is that the console is still there. So I can easily stay there longer than whatever I said I was. Easily. So do not try to limit your distraction. Try to extinguish it. Try to get rid of it as best as you can. Now I do know that certain stuff you cannot get rid of it, so try to limit it as much as you can. If you're trying to stop going to parties, then stop hanging out with those friends or tell them like, "Yo, stop inviting me. I don't want to keep showing up. Just stop inviting me." And if people, upload to social media, then be in parties, and then you get FOMO, fear of missing out, just mute the stories, mute them or unfriend them. I know something. Do something. But the thing is that, and let's say that you are on track. One of the biggest things that I want to talk about is momentum. Momentum is very important when it comes to getting things done. A small amount of momentum can lead you to doing stuff over and over again. So, what I mean is, instead of doing, let's say, 100 push ups, you could easily do two. If you do two today and then you do two tomorrow, and you can try to just do two every day, you are building momentum to doing more push-ups, and if anything, building the habit and doing more and getting yourself motivated, a bunch of all of that. You are building momentum towards that thing, that productive thing. But if you are on track with your goals, and let's say you are on track with your habits for months, but then let's say one day you go out partying or you go play video games, now you are building momentum for that bad habit. So if you do it once, let's say it's your first time doing it in months, if you do it once, you are more likely to do it again, either the next day or the next week or whatever, because now you are building momentum towards that thing. Because if you do something once, you are more likely to do it again and again and again and again and again. But the problem is that if you are building your momentum towards, let's say, playing video games, it's going to kill your momentum to work out or to do the productive thing that you want to do. So you need to decide the things that you build your momentum towards, and you have to pick a side. It's no in between. It's not, oh, I'm gonna be reading, then I'm gonna be partying, and I'm gonna be playing video games, and I'm gonna be on social media for 10 hours. You need to decide on what things you are going to be building your momentum for. And if you do go back to playing video games, like I said, that just shows that you don't want it that bad. Because if you know that going partying is just bad, it's horrible, then why are you doing it? Why are you doing the things that are bad for you when you know they're bad? Why? Because you don't care. There's no motive. You don't want it. You don't want to change your life. You keep building momentum towards these horrible things that you should not be doing. Like, lock in. All right, so that's basically it for this one. That's basically it for this video. I just wanted to talk about that one of the biggest things that people lack is consequences. It's not motivation, it's not really discipline, it's consequences. Because if your consequence is big enough, you will do the things that you have to do no matter what. You will do them. So I basically just provided you with the information that you actually need to change your life. And just like other videos out there, just like books out there, there's information everywhere. You can gather as much information as you possibly can, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to you. So with that said, much love. Thank you for watching.